All right, welcome to the Ride the Pig Show, where we actually help business owners and their families ride the pig in creating passive income generation. PIG stands for passive income generation, which is a banking term, and it also actually adds to any incoming income. It could be from relationships, it could be from money, anything that's going to give you passive income generation. So with that, today's topic is about family is everything. We've got a lot of family in our business, and they have been instrumental. I know this is something that a lot of small companies work with on a day-to-day basis because family is important, and they're usually inside the business as a small business because they're the people you can rely on, so you bring them in usually into the business first. I will point out that I do have a mentor, Brandon Dawson and Natalie Dawson, out there that are doing a podcast on family and business. But check them out. They are some of my mentors, and they'll give you some good information on having family in business. So I'm going to start with the timeline here as we move forward. So in the beginning, we were known as Golf Sticker Incorporated, and this is back in 2001. I actually reached out. My wife, Betsy, told her what I was going to be doing, creating a company called Golf Sticker Incorporated. She was on board with that. And then I brought in my brother, Mark, to come and run the business with me. And so as I go through this, I'm going to go through the good things and the bad things in life when you have family. And some people are only with you for a season. Some are there for a long time. So as we traverse through this, you'll see what I'm talking about. So Mark and I start the business. We get everything incorporated and start going out there and doing sales. Instrumental to have a partner to get this thing up and going like that, and having Betsy in the background, giving me positive feedback. Well, as we go, my boys, JT and Trenton, from the very beginning were involved in the business. So we had an upstairs office at this time in 2001, and I would have the boys sitting on my lap as I did all my business and my calls, or they'd be playing Legos there. So we've been a completely immersed family from the beginning on the business. Well, Mark starts out with me in 2001 there, and we start going out and doing some sales. And I'm going to go with the kind of the challenges with family. So Mark lived in Virginia Beach, so it was really tough. So I'm in North Carolina, and I'm running the business. And Mark's in Virginia Beach. He's got his life going on. He's got business things that he does. He's got real estate, which we'll have him on one of our shows as well. So he's got multi-unit real estate. He's got a job as well. And so he's doing that. So his main focus was not Golf Sticker Incorporated. It was where he was at in Virginia Beach. He had a lot of property out there. So as we go through, I'm going to go to some dates, and then I'm going to come back a little bit. I just kind of want you to understand where Mark fit into the picture. And his season was into about 2009. He and I actually had a conversation. We were in Sturgis, South Dakota, walking along this dirt road, and I was telling him the vision company moving forward, Xtreme Marketing, and he wasn't sure if he was going to move on with that in the business. So to traverse back a little bit, 2005, when I actually went out on my own with the business, Mark and I get a business loan, and a little business loan, very small, and we start running the business. Karen comes in, my sister, and she starts helping me run the business as well. Well, along that journey, that payment, all that had to be paid back. And so in 2009, we're paying back this business loan, and he's ready to get out. He's got his own life going on, and it's a distraction for him to pay back the loan. So we come up with an agreement that I take over all the loan and everything like that, and I end up just taking the business over and to run it from there. So Mark leaves around 2009 from the business. He had hardly been in it because of his other life, but that's when we separated. So Mark was there for a season. He was there to help get the business going, look at the vision, help me out with all of that. So Karen comes in 2005, And she and I are working in the business in the upstairs office, working together. And she has been with me ever since, on and off. There were times when when I had to go out to get capital and let the business kind of run on cruise control. Karen was not there, but she's always been there to support me. She came back somewhere around, I think it was 2017, something like that. And Karen, one of her attributes is she's very loyal, and she's very organized, and she is a taskmaster. She will get things done. And so as I go forward with all this, one thing to keep in mind with family, if you and really it's anything in business, you need to set the guidelines and the outlines of what everybody's piece in it, the different stakeholders, and what their duties and responsibilities are, roles. And you do this through job descriptions and roles, and you make sure everybody is in their role and following the job description. This is something that we're still working on. I've been working on it still. One of the things, and I'll bring my wife into it. So she's been with me, from the beginning. She's had her own job, but she came in about 2018. She left her job and came on with us full time. And one of the things I didn't set up clearly was roles and responsibilities and job descriptions with her. So that caused a little bit of friction in the front end with that. So you want to make sure that you understand the roles and responsibilities of family members coming in, and it is a business. So you've got to run it like a business. If you're CEO or president, it's your responsibility to make sure the business is doing what it needs to do. It's profitable and everybody's in the roles that they need to be in. You're going to do that through roles and job descriptions. And then what my recommendation is from my experiences is to make sure that you go over that and everybody understands this and actually signs that job description. And then you go back to that job description whenever you have challenges. You want to make sure that everybody's in their roles and responsibilities. These are things that I did not do on the front end, and but we've been working on those now, which is actually helping out tremendously. So I do recommend that. So my wife has been there from the beginning. She has been a great supporter. And then Karen came on, and she's been here just amazing. She's actually running our operations now, administrative operations. And my thing is with family, why would you bring family on? Everybody talks about, hey, don't bring family on. But really, you should be bringing family. If you look at businesses throughout the history of the world, they brought their families on. It was family. And then we got away from that with the industrialization of families being in the business, saying that that's not good. But actually, it's a great thing. You just have to understand the roles and responsibilities with everybody that's in there, and you have to run it like a business. You can't run it loose. You got to make sure everyone knows what they're doing and what they're going to be responsible for. And if you leave any gray areas, that's when you get challenges. And so, but there are always going to be challenges no matter what, whether people are family or not. You're still going to have those things to deal with. But being with family is the joy of my life. That's really starting this company. I wanted to be with my family and bring my family into the business, and that's what we've done. I think we've done that very successfully. As we move forward, Karen will be taking on even more responsibilities. I've also got my brother Lee. He came on in 2016 with us full time. He left the job at Walmart to come with us, and he had been working with us all along, pretty much since about 2009, maybe a little bit earlier than that. So we had a patent with the PGA Tour, some of their stuff, and he was delivering these pieces all over the country for me and working with me, applying decals, doing all that in our garage. So he's been instrumental as well. And, the thing I'm going to keep coming back to is family you can trust. You know them. We've been blessed with a great family, very tight-knit family. And that actually started with my mom and dad. So they kicked this off. So my dad was a naval aviator. My mother was a nurse. Very positive people. They stand behind you. They want you to be the best that you can be. But even with your parents, they want to protect you. So when you go out on these ventures, there's a lot of risk to them in a business. So they may be saying things like, hey, should you do that? You should maybe do that or not do it. And these are things, it's your vision. You've got to stick to what you believe in and understand if they give you feedback, it's from a area of protection. So with that, my father was an entrepreneur, and he really laid the foundation with my mother for family unity and respect. In my family, there's no fighting. If we have some disagreements, we work them out, but there's no fighting. There's no raising your voices. It's completely respectful, um, and we love one another. So I would say, if you're a business uh, owner and you're looking to bring family in, just make sure that you set the guidelines, roles, job descriptions in there, and you'll be fine with this. And then understand that some people are only there for a season. So with that, so Lee's been here. He's actually handling our events, operations, and everything, and he's going to be moving up as well. He's been instrumental. There's nothing like knowing that you've got some people that you can rely on fully, and that's what we have here at Xtreme Marketing, is that we can rely on one another. And it's also great. So we'll go on family vacations. We will talk about business, how to get things better, that type of stuff. It's great to have that support. Then I've got my boys, JT and Trenton. They're very positive. They've always stood behind me. During COVID, they actually dropped out of college and started driving our trucks and vehicles all over the country. Just barely out of high school, they start going all over the country, all the way to Washington, California, everywhere, driving expedited shipping so that we could keep the doors open on Xtreme here. They have always sacrificed. They're two that I've been able to count on time and time and time again. They are sounding boards for me. They're both very intelligent. They know about the business. They've been learning the business since they were 7, 8 years old. P&Ls, balance sheets, how marketing works, how the finances work, how HR works, the operations, the events that we do. They know all of that, and they've been in there and seen all that, and they can give me very sound advice, which has been very helpful to me as we've been running this business. They have been essential for me because when times get tough, they've always been there. So I appreciate my boys, and moving forward, they will be our exit strategy on the company is that they will one day be running the company, and we'll hand it off to them. They're actually in college now, finishing up, and one's getting a business degree, one's getting a history degree, and one's going to fly helicopters. And my youngest son we'll see if he's going to do sales or what, but he's going to get more experience, and then he'll be coming back in the company with my oldest boy, JT. So I really want to give a shout out to them. If you do this right, your family is going to be the strongest bond that you're going to have no matter what. So I definitely recommend it if you can set those guidelines. So Betsy comes back with us in 2018, and she left her job, and she's been here ever since. And now she's in a role of getting our processes all documented, ensuring they get documented. Our team actually does the core of the work doing the documenting, and then she just makes sure that it happens. She facilitates that. So back to COVID. Once that happened, being a family, we want to make sure that everybody was still being paid going forth. So I actually stopped drawing a paycheck for almost 2 years. Betsy stopped drawing a paycheck for a little over 2 years, so that everybody else would have be fine, which was very successful for us. So we could keep the doors open, keep everybody employed. And these are sacrifices that you're going to want to make for your family. Our goal is to make sure that our family can enjoy freedom and success and aspire to be whatever they want to be out in the world. So as I go through that, I'm trying to think if I forgot anybody else. I've got my sister Sherry. She's been involved in the business as well. So everybody in our family has been involved in the business. My sister Sherry and her husband Mike, they were essential in doing events for us. They'd go out and help out with that. Mike would do events with me when we were first starting up and supporting us. They always had some great ideas. We have an Airstream called the Sherry Special. That's how instrumental Sherry was to us. And Sherry actually fitted out that Airstream to get it all set and ready so we could use it to rent out. Mike's been in there helping out in other various ways too, some construction pieces, ideas. So, family is essential. And the way I look at it is you've got yourself, you got to take care of yourself normally, unless you got the means to kind of put that off, but put the oxygen mask on yourself, and then you're going to help everybody else. So you're going to make sure you're set, make sure your family's set, business is set. You're going to go out and make sure your community is taken care of, and then it goes out from there. But you got to take care of the core of your family to make things right. Because if you're not taking care of your family, then everything else is going to be not in alignment. And that's another key with family, is making sure that you are all aligned on a vision. We use mission, vision, and values to drive the company, and make sure that our entire family is aligned with that. And they are, and as well as our amazing teammates here at Xtreme Marketing as well. So mission, vision, values. Make sure you got job descriptions, documentation. That's going to be the key to successful family venture and having them involved. But we've always looked at it as, although we have family in here, we don't want to be considered a family business. We want to be considered a world-class business. And world-class business is going to have roles and responsibilities for each individual. It's not going to matter if they're part of the family or not, but they're going to have their own roles and responsibilities that they're going to expect to make sure that they're in those. And also to perform, because one of the hardest things is if you've got a family member that's not performing, that's a tough conversation. I really haven't had to have any of those. I'm sure we've had some of them, but we've been able to handle it respectfully, and by knowing our roles in the company has been essential. So with that, we're going to be signing out of the Ride the Pig show. We appreciate you guys being on here with us. We will be having interviews coming up shortly. This is our second podcast here, and family's so essential to why I'm in business that I wanted to give a shout out to all of them. I'm sure I haven't given them all the accolades I should have, but they have been instrumental in my success. Without my family, I would not be where I am today. There's no doubt about that. And at some other episodes, I'll go more into that, just things my dad's taught me, my mother's taught me. My mother taught me about taking to-do lists. That's something I've always done and been instrumental in what I do. Everybody in my family has taught me something, and I hopefully am inspiration to them as well. And their success is my success, and my success is their success. And that's the way it needs to be. John, checking out of the Ride the Pig show.